Yeah, hi. Alrighty, folks, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your late night Smackdown review. Show was better. Definitely better. Roman being there, so I can't really complain. The problem though is it's the season premiere on SmackDown. There, why? Every fucking time this season premiere, you haven't had an off season, you haven't been gone. I hate that they're doing this shit where it's the season premiere. It's the season premiere, guys. Shut up. They started doing this back in 2014, literally around the time when it was back to schools and shit like that. Now they're doing it for God knows what reason. What, is it because Roman's back from his little hiatus? I don't know what to tell you. There's nothing to look forward to on Raw, and yet that's going to be a season premiere. I don't know. Last year, when it was the season premiere, felt like actually a season premiere. This is no season premiere. It doesn't look exciting. I'm not intrigued. Fuck this. I don't care. Grab your Coca-Cola, drink my Nissan Spine. Bitches go, oh shit. I can't. There's just nothing at this place. But why am I not drinking at the moment? It's because I just used some supplements, so that's why I can't really drink it right now. But anyways, let's talk about this show, shall we? So SmackDown, on the season premiere, it wasn't a bad show. I gotta say, it was not a bad show. It had things that happened, but just it's whatever. Still had some boring shit that happened that no one really cares about, you know what I mean there? So, the show started with John Cena. So Cena's coming out and says, what a way to kick off the show. What a hot crowd that did, what a hot crowd did. Yeah. There's nothing better to say, welcome to the season premiere of SmackDown there. That's what he basically was talking about, that's how he started the show, just talking like that. But then Roman Reigns interrupt. So Roman Reigns returned on the show. Comes out and says, that's not the way you start a show there. I'm going to show you how you start the show when you're the greatest. And he says basically, he says the town to acknowledge him. I don't know what the fuck they were again, whatever. So yeah. Roman talks about how the only man, Roman says the man only showed up because you only came here because I took my leave. And now you got the nerve to call yourself the greatest of all time when I am the greatest of all time and being the champion for how this long, whatever. That's how he was talking about. Then John Cena basically says that, you're right. I'm not here to challenge you or whatever. Basically, they mentioned how people were thinking they were going to have the match at Saudi, which it's not a problem. Even though, yeah, Cena, losing already. I don't even think Cena has ever beaten Roman Reigns. Obviously, the story could be, him becoming a 17-time champion, proving that, even though you beat me, whatever, let's see if you could. By logic, if they were to have one more match, it should be something where Cena maybe never challenges the championship again, which I wouldn't mind if they were to do something like that. Something where, yeah, I wouldn't mind that. What they're doing in Saudi instead could be a little problem, which we'll mention. But yeah, it's not a problem, why not? Again, the idea, Cena being called the greatest of all time by the announce team, it could make sense, now with Roman back, and, saying he's the greatest of all time for the record he has had for the title. It makes sense. But you've seen him then praise nah, you're right. I'm not the greatest. What you are doing is unprecedented than anybody. It's the greatest of all time. You being having your championship longer than ever. It's the greatest. And I'm not going to challenge you because I don't earn it. But this guy does. And he brings out all in LA Knight. Yeah, we're getting LA Knight versus Roman at Saudi, pretty much. I have no problem with this, really. But the problem with this is, again, it's too early for LA Knight to challenge for a champion. Well, we all know he's not going to win the title from Roman. By logic, he could be a good contender to beat Roman. To be a guy like him who is red hot, who is a guy that is one of the biggest stars right now. But we know it's too early. Plus, why not LA Knight dig deep into the mid card? I understand this is gonna probably lead to him. They do this sometimes. They did this back in the day where some wrestlers they challenge for the championship, they lose. Well, yeah, we know this guy is gonna lose sadly. but it could also hurt his momentum a little bit. My problem with this, like LA Knight, if you want to make people care and think that, oh, maybe he will be the champion, LA Knight should have had his time in the mid card. You know, he should be chasing. If anything, again, LA Knight should be chasing the Intercontinental Championship, United States Championship. At least had some of the title reigns with those titles. Establish himself as an upper mid carder, and then, yeah, I would not mind him trying to challenge for a title. And even if he loses, he's still in that like place where, you know what, he's gonna try to keep chasing the championship. We know this is not good. He's not gonna win. It's kind of predictable at this point. And not just that, this could probably also hurt his momentum. Like I don't know, like well, whatever. But like at least if Roman was to face Cena, you know, Cena's kind of bulletproof at this point. You know, it would kind of be okay to see that match happening. And plus, the Saudis would go crazy. My God. Imagine if that match was to happen on India. John Cena come to India or whatever. Like, imagine this match was happening in India. They're not different there. Like, fuck it, they'll be going crazy, won't they? And before you motherfuckers say I'm not Indian, though, really not, though. Okay, I'm the American Muslim, American nationalist, motherfuckers. So yeah, that's what's going on. But yeah, LA Knight's gonna face Roman. We get like a picture. We get like a perfect. We get like this perfect cinematography of LA Knight's glasses, which is this, by the way. I'm happy that they posted this. This is from the Facebook group that like I follow, like, you know, basically like to get results. This is perfect, by the way. This is actually perfect. That's how you gotta do it. You know? That cinematography of the camera was actually great. So you have LA Knight. He's face to face with Roman. So talking about, you know, what he said. Hold on a second. He says, you know, while you were gone, you know, I became SmackDown's hottest star. Yeah. He said that. Okay, what else he said? Hold on a second, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to remember what he said exactly. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Just trying to get the results. Sorry, just little technical difficulties. That's because, you know, I'm trying to get the exact words of what he said or whatever. Come on. Yeah. Sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen. Oh boy, I really have to. Sorry about this. But yeah, so LA Knight comes out, you know, does, you know, let me talk to you, whatever. And while you were gone, I was the hottest star while you were gone, carrying SmackDown, blah blah blah. That's what he basically said. You know, and then he basically mentioned, like, you know, you haven't been defending the championship or whatever. You know, you've been just taking a leave while I was carrying SmackDown, blah blah blah. Then, you know, Roman says, you know, what is it? Roman basically said, like, what? You think you're big because is it just like, is that how you do it, LA Knight? They basically mocks LA Knight, but whatever, a little bit. And yeah, but again, that cinematography of like of the glasses catching Roman on, like, it actually was good. But then while LA Knight was talking, he says, "I'm going to tell you a reason why I'm good. I've been the SmackDown's hottest star, and whatever." And then while he was talking, Jimmy Uso attacks him, while Cena was like caught in the corner by Solo. But then LA Knight basically eventually fought off the Jimmy, tossed him out of the ring, and then LA Knight and Roman have a stare down. And then Roman eventually leaves with Paul Heyman along with Solo. And then Cena acknowledges, like, LA Knight is, like, you know, the guy facing Roman now. The first match, Pretty Deadly defeats the Brawling Brutes after Elton fakes an injury. So, whatever. This was their return match because, you know, it's their fake inspirational shit, which is kind of, it's okay. You know, it's okay. Michael Cole mentioned how, I just learned today that Elton Prince is one of the face of the dating app, basically mocking some gay guy. I don't know, fucking something. I don't know what that means, and nor do I care. Carlito. Carlito is interviewed backstage talking about how it's great to be, how's it feel to be back on SmackDown? It's cool. And then Bobby Lashley says, it's been a long time, it's been a long time we faced each other. Back then I was just being the shit out of you. And then but then Carly says, it's a different time now. And he's not wrong. Like, this match could honestly, they could be main eventers now. Isn't that sad and funny? That, like, we went from this match could be like a squash match or a match where Carlito could get beat easily by Bobby Lashley, and now you see Bobby Lashley and Carlito. And Carlito is such in big shape now. This match, I wouldn't mind seeing them main eventing the show now, because they look like main eventers compared to everybody fucking now. Is that fucking sad? Whatever. But then eventually, when Carlito challenges Bobby Lashley, he gets attacked by the Street Profits, and yeah. Roman backstage. Jimmy says I'm playing with Roman's playbook. Like, Roman's acts like, what are you doing? Then I'm playing your playbook. Calling an audible or something that doesn't look right. And then Roman asserts that Jimmy, you don't call audibles. I do. Roman tells Jimmy that Jay, it's sickening. You see that Jay winning the tag titles with Cody. That's a bigger stuff place than your legacy, our legacy. And then you need to take care of it. Basically ordering Jimmy and Solo to take care of it, whatever. Bayley defeats Zelina Vega in a short match with some Io Sky, but then Ric Flair Jr. comes out to make the save and whatever. In the game, Triple H comes out. Says, I missed this, which we missed you. It just we don't miss you doing smart deep bookings. That's the problem. Triple H says, I always thought that they were pumping in the noise. I didn't know it was that loud until I was out here. And when he was like wrenching Dominic, because Dominic interrupted. So basically, during this, it was like a big announcement. Triple H makes an appearance. He basically makes an announcement that, talks about, I came here out tonight, just not just for the season premiere of SmackDown, but I'm here to acknowledge Adam Pearce, and again, we still don't know who the fuck this Adam Pearce is, and nor do I care. Triple H talking about, Adam Pearce, he's an unsung hero. Before joining WWE, he's been one of the sport entertainment aspects. He's, he wrestled, whatever. He was one of the best in-ring performers. Yeah, he never made it in WWE, so who cares? But now he became one of the best people backstage, and because of this, for the past 3 years, you've done something that we couldn't believe, like you've been ahead of Raw and SmackDown. But now I'm going to give you a promotion where you're going to become the general manager of Raw. It's like, whatever. And we're supposed to be so hard for, like, Adam Pearce. I was, like, hoping, yes, please. Can we not see this guy ever again? And great. No, we're going to see him on Mondays. So now I know, like, now you know for damn sure what a show that lacks charisma that he's going to be on. Because who the fuck cares about Adam fucking Pearce? Like, my God, you can't get even boring than ever. So he's become the general manager of Raw. So we're having general managers again. Like, now, like, I guess if they do some gay Raw versus SmackDown type of shit, it's like, oh, now see, there's brand supremacy gonna happen. So they're not ending the brand split yet. Can they please end the brand split? Like, please, who the fuck? Why do we need two GMs? I thought, like, this fucking Endeavor wanted to end the stupid brand split and shit. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Whatever. Then Triple H says but that means that there's a need. We're gonna have a match for SmackDown, and Dominic interrupts. He says, oh yeah, Triple H mentioned how, like, Fastlane was one of the most impressive fucking records or whatever. Dominic interrupts, like, are you crazy? No, SmackDown is not the greatest, whatever. He says Fastlane was not the greatest achievement, that the Judgment Day were robbed of the tag titles, blah blah blah. And then Triple H goes on and said that he mentions that line to, well, I thought that, we piped the crowds very loud, but I didn't know it would be this loud. So kind of poke the fun off of the fucking production crew. But he kind of exposed themselves. Like, oh, are you fucking kidding me? Why y'all exposing yourselves? But then he says, you don't need to answer to us because we're not in charge. You gotta answer to SmackDown new general manager. But like, you're in charge too. You're the head of the show. Like, I don't know, whatever. But then we get introduced to Nick Aldis. Yes, Nick Aldis, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Again, to people who don't know Nick Aldis, how does this make any sense? We don't know this guy. Well, even I know him. Okay, so they bring in Magnus from TNA. Nick Aldis when he was in NWA. So yeah, of course I know Magnus or Nick Aldis. I know this guy. Because again, wrestling fan, right? But like I watched TNA, and around that time when I was watching TNA, he was one of the reasons why I stopped caring for TNA. Really, Magnus, aka Nick Aldis. Are you fucking kidding me? You bring this guy who doesn't really have that much charisma to fucking WWE, and he's not even an in-ring performer. I don't hate the guy. I think the guy has something. It just sometimes it could come off as pretty boring. But like, really, this is the new. What credibility does he have to be a general manager? And like, wow, this guy was like an in-ring, unless he's like injured and not gonna be a wrestler. What gives him this credibility that he could be the general manager of SmackDown? Especially when we don't know who the fuck this guy is. Won't it make sense that if you're gonna have a general manager, you bring maybe even a fucking old WWE legend that probably knows who has some credibilities, like even a Kurt Angle, heck, Mick Foley. Like, I mean, not saying I want to see those guys become general managers or whatever, but like, won't it make sense? A former WWE talent that somewhat like. Heck, even they mentioned Cody Rhodes was a general manager on NXT. Makes more sense because he was an EVP. How does this make any sense? But whatever. Nick Aldis is in WWE now. He's the general manager for God knows what reason. Former TNA champion Magnus. And now TNA is like gonna upload a bunch of videos that might try to pretend to make people just try to make get it? We got Nick Aldis, guys. And yet they're gonna fucking I saw that, by the way. Like, they fucking now upload a bunch of videos and on their fuck. You know what's so fucking sad? And I just found this out. Like, they fucking bring in Magnus, and yet in TNA, when literally it's been years since the guys wrestled, they brought in Vladimir Kozlov to fucking TNA. He's sure gonna become the champion now. That's for damn sure, huh? Wow, isn't that fucking something? Fucking stupid. Whatever. Nick Aldis mentions how, let's go get down to business. It's a pleasure to be here in this, the dream, whatever. But now I'm going to handle some business. And we're going to talk about the trade that's been made for Jey Uso from SmackDown to Raw. And the person who's getting traded is this guy, and it's Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens barely was drafted to fucking Raw. And now all of a sudden he's back on SmackDown. This fucking, again, this brand split shit does not make me intrigued. Again, who cares about this brand split? It's whatever, nor do I care. I don't know, people are thinking, it's gonna be Cody, but yet it's fucking Kevin Owens. Like, whatever. Kevin Owens gets drafted, he arrives in the ring, and gives a stunner to Dominic, and that's how the segment ends, or whatever. And he gets his hand told, or whatever, and I don't give a fuck. So great, we're not gonna see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn team up together or whatever. I mean, this ends that misery, really. At least they don't turn on each other because they need to. Then we see Jimmy on the couch with Roman, and Roman's like angry because he's angry that Kevin Owens is drafted to SmackDown again. He's also angry about Jay and Cody, and then he told Jimmy to go handle it. Yeah, he's like, eat. And then like that annoys Roman, like, don't say that. And then Solo goes with him, and we see before the end of the segment, we see Roman and goes talk to Paul Heyman. So like, enlisting something that they're gonna probably plan. I mean, I was even thinking, like, again, let me mention this. I don't know why I didn't mention this. So Roman is back, yet he's not angry at Jimmy. Did he forget what the fuck happened? Did he forget that? And did he, like, did they not mention Fastlane? Like, why are they not angry about Fastlane? Why are they not angry at Jimmy when he left and now they're all of a sudden happy he's okay? And they're gonna do this bullshit with this dissension? Like, I was even thinking, like, if you're not gonna do Cena versus Roman at Crown Jewel, this would even be okay to do Jimmy versus Roman at Crown Jewel. Cause get it? Cause the first time that led to the dissension with the Bloodline was when Jimmy super kicked Roman at Saudi. Won't it make some sense, at least a little bit? But no, they're not doing that. They're doing LA Knight, which is not going to be good for him, really. Like, you're going to have him lose, really, now? Like, I don't know. I just think this makes no real sense, this dissension. Like, so much for being in the middle of the third inning. Like, whatever the fuck you said. Like, whatever. Like, okay. I don't know, so that's happened. Then we see backstage, we see Adam Pearce gets confronted by Chelsea Green and Piper Niven or whatever. And then, like, I don't know, Chelsea Green gets angry after when he was seen talking to Charlotte, who was for some reason looking like Dua Lipa. Like, listen, Charlotte, I know you want to be a woman so badly, but you can't change who you really are, and that's a man. And you can't change, like, trying to be a woman like Dua Lipa, because you're never going to look like her, just for real. And yes, Dua Lipa is invited to my big black couch. We see Charlotte's, like, getting, now she's getting her number, because Nick Aldis is so very respectful. He's very insightful general manager. He talks about how he saw Fastlane and whatever, and he thinks, oh, next week it's going to be Charlotte versus Io for the women's title. Like, who gives a shit? Okay. We see Cody Rhodes, next match, Cody and Jey Uso defeated Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. For some reason, they got a tag title shot even though they were supposed to face the Judgment Day on Monday. Like, what does this make any sense to? Because they won 3 straight tag matches or whatever. Like, how does that make any sense for them contention of a title match? Like, whatever. Like, who gives a shit? Anyways, Cody and Jay won. Then they get confronted by Solo and Jimmy along with Roman. Roman does a little face-off with Cody. Get the story's not ending yet. The story's continuing. I was kind of hoping, like, why not have Roman also face-off with Jay a little bit, you know? But then, great, like, this is now teasing to the stupid gay-ass fucking Roman Cody feud. It's not predictable. It's predictable, but, you know, whatever. But, I mean, it's a little tease for them facing in the future, which, okay, whatever. I mean, it is what it is. I would like if, like, Cody kind of faced off. I mean, Jay would face off with Roman a little bit. Kind of makes all full circle a little bit, too. Like, him being angry, whatever. I don't know. Then eventually, but then they get separated, and then eventually we get the main event, which is LA Knight. LA Knight defeating Solo Sikoa. This is like one of the big matches where Solo actually lost the match. So fucking LA Knight defeats Solo Sikoa after Jimmy tried to get involved, but then John Cena came out. But then Cena got the spike on his neck, so I'm guessing we're gonna get Solo versus Cena at Crown Jewel, I'm guessing. What is that? I can already tell they're gonna probably do some bullshit. That's how fucking Cena gets hurt, because because the writer's strike has ended or whatever. Which, damn, great. At least it was making the show a bit better. I mean, I would think like it would be cool. Like, you should have Cena at Survivor Series, because I think if you want to do a big Survivor Series match. And they're going to probably bring back War Games, even though... Okay, my thoughts about this War Games shit. You don't need to always fucking do War Games at the pay-per-view, because that's like making a gimmick pay-per-view. It's just gonna ruin the gimmick, the specialty of War Games. I think War Games should only be brought back when they're like, again, to end a sort of tag team feud. I think it should be only like for a certain time, not like when it's like, oh, it's always got to be a Survivor Series. I don't think it should be. But if you're gonna do something where I wouldn't mind seeing a match like War Games, or you maybe make it like a Survivor Series War Games match where there's still elimination involved. Like, why not? Sure, Team Roman with Jimmy, Solo, along with some blood with Judgment Day members. They face Team Cena with LA Knight, Cody, Jay, and Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, like something like that. And even AJ Styles, basically make it like a big warfare type of thing. Actually, legit making a War Games when that just doesn't need to be 5-on-5. This could be the biggest War Games ever, whatever. And maybe make it like a Survivor Series style where there's elimination involved. I would be okay with that, since they're probably big War Games. And again, I don't even mind if it's just a regular tag team elimination match too. Like, you don't need to bring back War Games every time, but War Games, I guess it fits a little bit right now, probably more than last year, in all honesty. So that's my, but yeah, LA Knight, he won the match, and then after he wins the match and celebrates, Roman spears him, and he mocks LA Knight again, and then he does the one, and he celebrates, like, basically holding his title. So yeah, there you go. So that's the feud so far. Not a bad show. It felt more better watching the show. You know, I see a lot of people now, they're praising Raw because of great stories. Like, what stories besides the Jey Uso story? You know, what real story? And like, what's the story? Like, what's the star power? What's the entertainment aspect? At least with this show, it didn't feel fucking too boring, and actually has some star power. So, you know, and Roman's back, so at least that's something. Even though still the Bloodline story kind of did hit the rails, you know. At least there's star power now on SmackDown a little bit. So I would gladly say that I thought the show was not bad. The show was definitely better. It's a no case show. Better than Raw. God, how the fuck you guys praise Raw? Like, what? Is it because fucking all these indie NXT rejects are on the show? I don't know what to tell you. Because my beautiful Johnny Gargano's on the show? Like, fuck off. Anyways, that's Raw. That's SmackDown for you. I'm just keep it real. Get your gains. Close my Nisly Spy. Miss bitches go. Oh shit, oh shit. That's all I'm gonna say. Until next time. Peace. Yeah, bye. Alright, and like decent show or okay show would say is not terrible there.